Yo, what's going on, Print Fam? How's everybody doing? Hopefully everybody's doing good. This was a nice week. Weather was good over here in Jersey. COVID's starting to, looks like, disappear. If you don't live in Jersey, you wouldn't know that we've been locked down since like last year, and they just recently started to, lift the ban slowly and slowly and slowly, while other states and stuff like that have been like, what do you mean, what lockdown? What are you talking about? Okay, well, regardless. How's everybody been? Hopefully everybody's good. Today's a good day. You know why? Because it's Thursday. And why is Thursday good? Well, Thursday's good because that's the last day of the week for me to work. My regular 9 to 5 job. I work Sunday to Thursday, and this is my Friday, if you want to call it that. But it doesn't mean it stops there. Screen printing goes on continuously. Custom clothing continuously. Streaming online continuously. Everything. Nothing stops. It's always in motion. All right, so what I want to show you guys today is a little thing, because everybody has this method and stuff like that of how to get screens printed, meaning like how do you make your screens, right? And how do you separate it so that you got it by color? People do registries on top of things, like so they can line it up and things like that. I have a very simple way of doing it. I've been doing it for a long time. I don't need no ruler. I don't need anything. So I'm going to try to hold the GoPro, and I'm going to show you guys how I do it. Then I'm also going to show you a job that I just printed yesterday that I did it quick. It wasn't that bad. It was a 2-color. I'm going to show you how I line it up, and we'll take it from there. It's very easy. All right. So let's move over to the light table. So this is my light table. Right, uses the the UV black light bulbs. The one bulb in the corner is like completely bright. It's brand new. I should change all of them, but regardless of what and what emulsions I use, it still gets me the same results, no matter what. Oh man, look! I was looking for my Planet Fitness card. Yeah, it's right there. That's cool. All right, it is dusty. I have to clean it, but when you're doing stuff in the house, that happens all the time, and you see it, like I tape the sides and this and that. Okay, so this right here is a job that's a 4-color. I set up the table so basically when I put the transparencies down at the corner of the bottom of the edge here of the light table of the glass, that I know that everything from this point on, if I put it in the middle of the like my design when I'm printing it, when I'm doing it, then I know that it's going to be in the middle of the screen or close to the middle of the screen. And these screens I'm talking about are 20 by 24s aluminum screens. So, this is, the way I set it up. But, so what I normally do, now this of course is a 4-color job. So what I do is I take the most dominant, right? The most like, look, this is all even. So if you line it up to here, this is even, whatever, okay? So I take the most dominant color, which is like the most color that's going to be on the screen, on the clothes or whatever it is. In this case, it's black, right? So I take the most dominant color and I make my first screen, okay? And I leave it here. I usually tape it up on top, okay? So then when I'm done with this screen, with this color, I flip it up, right? Get it out of the way. Then I put the next color underneath it. Then I flip this back, right? And then what I do is I line it up. This one's already lined up because I already burnt all these screens, which I'll show you in a minute. I had a problem with my emulsion last night, and I wasn't even paying attention to it, but the screen still came out regardless, okay? So then after that, after I line it up and I tape it down, I push this back up. Now this is my next screen that I'm going to print. These are my lineup hash marks that I keep on my screen so that I can put it on the board. Because I only do it once. And once it's lined up, it's lined up. That's it. Done deal. So when I'm done with this one and I print this screen, then what I'll do is I'll rip this off, pull this off, put in the next color, line it up the best that I can with this. You try to get it as close as possible, so that they all fit. I mean, you can see there's little gaps and lines, but that might be covered by the ink when it actually spreads. You know what I mean? So it's not really that bad. Do you know what I mean? So I'll do that again until I'm done with the colors. So in this case, I had to do it the one time for the top and then 3 times for the rest of the colors. Like I said, it's a very easy way of doing it, especially when you're using the same screens, the 20 by 24s, because it fits perfectly from here to here. So, I mean, this one did come with like a registry setup. I don't know where it went. And it wasn't too good. It was with plastic. I don't know. Whoever uses these logo light boxes or Rhino light boxes, they're all the same. You know what I mean? So, but that's an easy way of me doing burning. And like I said, these bulbs, they've been through hell. And you know, you should replace all at the same time. I have like 4 bulbs over there, but in an emergency, I blew a bulb when I was doing a print. So I replaced the bulb and I didn't replace all the other ones because I was waiting for the other ones to come, you know, because it comes in 2 packs. Well, when you order them online. So like, I don't know what happened, but I got the 2 the one day and then I got the rest of them the next day. And I already printed the stuff and I just haven't changed it, but it works. The burn times are about the same. If you're using like a PV, I let this heat up for a little while and it takes maybe like 45 seconds to get a decent burn. And if I'm using like a Sadie, the blue or the chroma blue, it's about 55 seconds and you get a good burn out of it. Usually never any problems. All right, so let's walk over here to my screen printing table. All right, and you can see this has been already lined up since yesterday. Obviously, this is a big white. This is going to be, when it prints, it's a big white spot. All right, let me show you real quick the print, the stuff, the clothes, finished clothes. All right, stuff all over the place. Sorry. All right, so this is the finished product. It's Coach of all things. All right, so you can see it's like a Dr. Seuss. All right, so you got a white background and black lettering. All right. So what I do is I do have different sizes of palettes. I leave one open when I'm doing stuff, so I just run 3 because of my flash dryer. There's like no range of changing the temperature. It like, if you use the temperature gun, it like shows like 500 almost. Like, you know, it's pretty hot. So I just adjust it from height. You know, but that all depends, like every time that I have to print, since it's in my dining room and my floor is like beveled, like bowed, like a bowl. You know what I mean? So you have to move it out and you have to adjust it. And I use, you know, levels. I level this out, then I make sure I put the level in the middle of the palette, spin the palettes, make sure that the things are level. As you can see, it's not level right now, but I'm not seriously printing today. So, all right, so what I do is I take my first palette, right? Those ones, all I have to do with the smaller ones, compared to this one, all I have to do is go up like 1.5 inches, almost 2 inches, by pushing it like whoop, whoop, you know, pushing it forward a little bit. So whatever I get here, say if I see, because I have the numbering here, I mean, it's a little dirty, but you can still see the numbers when I pull it up. Once I pull it up, excuse the motorcycle comes around at the same time every night. He knows where the cars are that have the alarms. He goes right next to the cars and he revs the shit out of his motorcycle. I guess it's cool. I mean, if I had a motorcycle, maybe I'd probably do it too. So whatever I get here, if I get 2-3 inches, that, you know, depending on where I want it on the shirt, because I make sure that all my shirts use the palette. Meaning, like, you know how people sometimes let them, you can see like the collar here, but let them sit at the collar, like right here. I don't. I pull everything right up to the top edge. So it's easier for me to line it up, you know, both sides with that. So, and then what I do is I side to side and I just make sure I got the middle line. So the middle line, I know, you know, where I'm going to go. So I put the design where I feel like, because the way that I print it out, I know that if I even it to the bottom, I'm going to have an even, yeah, it's pretty even on the press, right? Excuse me, just ate. All right, so after I do that, that is the major color for the shirt. Then what I would do is I'll just print my first, right? First, I would take my finger here, like you can see it high. Right here, I'll push it down to the screen, it's kind of hard with the GoPro in my hand, but I'll press it down to the board, and that's where the design's going to be. So in this case, I would pull the board up, the pallet up, you know, another 1.5 to 2 inches. I try to do 3 to 4 inches, but people laugh about it and they're like, your fingers are so big, man. They're like sausages. When you do 3 and 4, it's like 5 inches, you know? So I try to do 3, you know? I use a pinky too, but regardless, whatever. So then once that's done and, you know, I get that nice and burnt on, whatever, hot enough, then I come by with the second color. Now with the second color, what I'll do is I will actually, especially since it's only a 2-color job, I will actually line it up on the shirt. So people are like, oh, don't do that. The shirt might not be even. Most of the time it is. Most of the time it is. So what I would do is just put the shirt down. I mean, the shirt's already here. Here's the design. I'll come by, use my, if you want to call it, you know, adjustment tools. I don't have much on this one. I have the side to side, up and down and stuff like that, but I don't have like the sliders. This is kind of old. This was my second one that I bought. And well, you know what? I could upgrade, but it works, you know? And if it works, why the hell get something different, you know? I really would benefit with something better. But I get along pretty good with this. So then I would put the second color down, line it up, since there's no ink on the screen, so it'll be easier to see the screen, you know, see everything. Line it up perfectly. Boom, boom, boom. Pick it up. Looks good. Do the next shirt. Pull the white back over, put it down. Do the design, you know, print the design. Let it burn for a little bit. Bring it back. And then check the second color and put it down. Now with the 4 colors, I do a different process than that. I do use the major color, meaning that black one, the first one that I burnt, that will sit up here. And then what I'll do is I'll run the boards around and I'll line everything up to that design, right? Once I know the black is straight on the shirt, these are going on hoodies. So you know with hoodies, you have to be very careful too, especially white hoodies. White hoodies, white clothes, any of that stuff, especially with black. I did my black screen with a 180 mesh. So I don't get so much black on the shirt because I don't want it to bleed through or, you know, this and that. Because, you know, black is a lot thinner. And the chances of using the wrong screen mesh, you'll get it to splash kind of on the rest of the stuff. So, you know, it's a nightmare. But, so I would just line it up. Since it's the 3 other colors, then I would match it up. And then I would use like a dummy shirt, like a shirt that's garbage. And I will line it up, press it. I'll do a couple of them just to make sure the press hasn't moved or anything else like that. And then I would run the real close. Get it done, get it over with. Boom! Now let me show you what I was talking about before. I don't know. Yeah, this is kind of nasty how I, how would you call it, dry my screens, but yeah, it works. Like I said, this is my black screen. You can see the hole. A lot of my screens, man, they've been through hell, man. They've had many days of print. As you can see, I ran out of haze remover, you know, and I couldn't get all the designs out from the back of the screens like normally, make them look good. So I had to clean them real quick. But here's my problem. So last night I was in a rush and I had to get screens done. What happened was FedEx, I ordered some chemicals from a place I always order from, Total Link Solutions, and they shipped my stuff, which is fine. FedEx, who I've always had problems with, that and the post office, problems all the time. You either never get your stuff, you get it broken, or you get it weeks from then. Look, I'm sorry, it is what it is, don't be mad, because 9 times out of 10, I get screwed. UPS, Amazon, on point, on point. So I was in a rush, and I wasn't paying attention to my scoop coater. I have a good one too, it's like an 18-inch across, and it fits perfect on those 20 by 24s. It's a zip. One time up, because you know, the sides, the corners, 2 inches in the corners, you really, I call that the no man's land, because you don't want to go there, because normally all the mistakes that I make, or the holes, or ink that I can't get out, or something that happens, is usually within those 2 inches. But, you know, regardless, 18 inches, you know, you're not really printing that on a shirt anyway. You give yourself 15 at the most. That's what I try to do, 15. So that you can fit on all different sizes and things like that. So you don't really have to adjust by making more screens, you know, unless the customer really wants that. But so what you're gonna see is that I didn't realize I did 12 screens last night in a rush. Like I said, I got home from work. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. So my chemicals, I ordered them and they brought them to my house. Of course, I was working. My daughter calls me up and says, the box is leaking all over the place. I was like, what are you talking about? She goes, it's on the porch, it's leaking all over the place. I was like, I was like, FedEx, bro. I said, they came, they left, boom, didn't even make a claim, nothing. But she took it in the house, and of course, the inks were good, you know, because the inks are heavier, but the emulsion cracked, you know, so I guess they were playing soccer with it. Yeah, it is what it is. But thanks to Total Link Solutions, you know, I called them, let them know what happened. They sent me out a new one right off the bat. No problems. Thank you. You know, screen printing, you know, definitely need emulsion. Definitely need emulsion. I do appreciate it. Thank you. But let's go back to what I was doing before. So with the scoop coater, everything was good, but I wasn't paying attention to it. So I must have dropped it, or something happened to it wherever I had it, you know, stored. There's a dent, a little dent, like an indentation on the middle of the scoop coater, right? So I was doing the screens and it was dark in here. I was watching TV. I just got home late and I was like, yo, I gotta get these done because I gotta get these hoodies. I got like 45 hoodies to print this weekend for the 4 colors. I just did another order and I have another order in front of that. And I have to have all this done within, you know, the 2 weeks time. And I don't even have the artwork for the 3rd design. So kind of pushing it, if you want to say it that way, you know, whatever. So I wasn't paying attention and I did all the screens, put them away in my little dark room closet, if you want to call it that. Today I took them out so that I could do, I hate holding this thing. It's like, I'm like talking to myself in the first place. You know, I do go see a psychiatrist and, you know, this would probably even make it worse for me eventually. I'm just kidding. But, so what happened is that the indent was in the middle. And if you see in here, I don't know if you could tell by looking at it. Of course, it's in my window drying off, but let me see. Let me put it up to the light. You see it? Fucking sucks. That middle bead, whatever, I noticed it after I saw it today, but that middle run put too much emulsion on the screens for me. Now, luckily, I have a high pressure washer in the basement, and I mean, I have 2 power washers. I didn't want to use power washers to do this design because it works, but you know, at the same time, you have a great chance of losing detail depending on the power washer, you know? And for me, my water pressure in my house varies. You know, City Bayonne, I don't know what's going on, but in the morning you could have good pressure, later on you can't. And then all of a sudden at 6 o'clock when you decide to do a screen, you have 2,500 PSI coming out of the power washer and you shooting your screen across the street because, you know, you got a lot of power and you're putting holes in it. So I try not to do that to the pinholes. So I have a high pressure hose downstairs with a spray nozzle, like a really small spray nozzle, just congests it, compresses it, whatever. And it comes out pretty strong. So luckily it got all the stuff out, but it's definitely not, I don't like it. It's like unacceptable for me, even doing a DIY, you know, in my house. This one came out good. I mean, you can't really tell. You could tell at the top where it got heavy, but then you could tell right there too. Normally it'd be just one clean coat, but whatever. It's, you know, it's enough. I had to do 4 screens. I ruined 2 of them. Whatever. All right, so tomorrow, before I got to do everything I have to do tomorrow, I'm gonna load up the 4 screens onto here, balance this out, do everything I have to do. And I'll tape it and I'll show like the first print, the first run of the 4-color hoodie, and we'll see what's going on. All right, so everybody, good night, take it easy. Sorry I haven't been posting. I don't really have many followers as it is, but whoever is following, thank you. And whoever isn't following, thank you too. So I'll see you tomorrow. Peace out. Good night. Be good. Talk to you later. Bye.